So recently, Ariana Grande came out with a little video to kind of show us how she looks, but also to point out, hey, I still sing and they are shooting Wicked right now. But it's really interesting to me how many people are still against her playing the role of Glinda. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we talk about different performances, whether they're on TV or stage, and then we share our perspectives. Now, if you are a fan of musicals, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you're new, hi, my name is Care Darling. So today's topic is about Ariana Grande, and I'm here to defend her. I can understand why people are against her playing this role, but I'm here to point out things that I'm like, well, that's not true what you said. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about her musical theater background. Some people feel a sense of, well, she's a pop star, she doesn't really enunciate her words, and I'm here like, wait a minute, she was in 13 the musical, the Jason Robert Brown, so she was even on Broadway. I've had someone comment on my channel saying that the performing arts school that they're going is where Ariana Grande also went. To me, I feel like there's so many examples of her doing musical theater, whether it was the karaoke with Seth MacFarlane singing Suddenly See More. So there's that. She's done concerts with Jason Robert Brown and Hairspray. She played Penny, and that was, Hairspray live. So again, I feel like we keep getting examples of her doing musical theater. And of course, when we were celebrating Wicked, she came and sang The Wizard and I understood everything she was singing, but again, it could be because I love the musical and I know the words. Another thing people were pointing out is wondering, is she going to have great comedic timing? Because sometimes, and I've seen it, some people might be playing Glinda and they tend to play her as a dumb blonde, an airhead, like she's very ditzy. And I don't think that's the case for this character. This character is more, she never had to really go through anything truly hard and difficult in her life. So things just seem like peachy keen and really rosy. So then when there starts to become real life issues and struggles, then this is when you see her character truly evolve and grow as a woman. So, but there are things about this character that is just funny, and it's because, it's not that she's dumb, it's just that she really is likable and she is genuine. And I'll say this, whenever I see an Elphaba, I have seen people play it better than Idina Menzel, but when it comes to Glinda, I have not seen anyone play it better than Kristen Chenoweth. So I can understand if some people are like, oh no. We will get to Kristen Chenoweth later. But what I'm trying to say is, I do think Ariana Grande is funny, and we have examples of that. She was on SNL, so you could watch her in different skits. I did find her funny in the movie Don't Look Up, but then again, it's almost as if she's playing a parody of herself. So maybe it's, too close to home of what she does in real life. One of my favorite things that she's done was with Liz Gellis. They, for Halloween, decided to dress up as the characters in Best of Show. And the thing that sent me was her being Eugene with the eyebrows. And she was so good. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, I think she has great comedic timing, but then the question is, well, is she funny because she's really good at mimicking other, funny actors and actresses, or does she have it within herself to be comedic? Of course, we could point out her in Nickelodeon Sam and Cat, or what was it, Victoria Justice, was it? Oh my gosh, it just shows I didn't really watch that show. And the way that her character was in that playing Cat, it was a bit of a caricature, right? And I felt like they pushed her to not outshine Victoria Justice, so they're like, have a voice. So then she talked like this, and I find it interesting. I think people that grew up with that show did find her funny, So I vote yes, I do believe she has comedic timing. Okay, so remember earlier I talked about Kristen Chenoweth? Well, I believe there is somewhat a mentorship from Kristen Chenoweth to Ariana Grande, which makes me feel okay about this. But she did say on Andy Cohen that she's making it her own and she's very proud of her and she's very, like, go girl, go. So it puts, instead of me being worried, it puts me in a, you know what, Kristen's not going to steer her wrong or isn't going to, like, put in whatever notes. Like, if Ariana asks her questions about something, I'm sure there's stuff that she might input, but only if Ariana really asks for it. But I feel that Ariana is someone that can look at other actors, actresses, and see what qualities they put into a character and make it her own. Now, the last thing to defend Ariana Grande with, and this was actually a comment from someone when I did the video about the cast and what I was excited about or worried about, and the comment, pretty much to sum it up, was saying Ariana Grande is Glinda. Practically, so far her life is Glinda in the first act, which, as we know, Wicked is in 2 parts, so Ariana has a lot from her real life to put into this character. I mean, we can look at her and say, oh, she's a pop star, she's so privileged, just like Glinda. But Ariana Grande has been through a lot, whether it was having an engagement that it seemed like it started and ended very quickly, but they were dealing with a lot of internet hate. There was also the loss of her loved one, and that really affected her. And of course, the biggest one to me is the shooting that happened at her concert. And if anyone was following that, she had difficulty talking about it because it's gonna make me sad, but it broke her heart. I mean, as an artist and performance, this is a thing that you would never think that this can happen to you. So with these things that happen in her real life, it's a lot of stuff that is very similar to Glinda, as far as, again, being very privileged, things are going right in her life, and if there is an inconvenience, it's like, oh, it's so sad, but everything works out. But then when the actual, like, real issues come in, like the fact that Glinda's friend turns into the most hated person in Oz, but that's your best friend, and you know the truth of what happened, but you don't know what to do, and you don't know what is the right path to go. I don't know. Okay, I could talk about this character a bit too long, but again, it just shows that Ariana Grande has a lot of things within her own personal life to put into this character. Okay, now that I've, defended her on those things, here are things that I am genuinely worried about. And in a future episode, I will be talking about the director of this movie, and my fear is that whenever Ariana has a song to sing, they're going to shoot it like a music video, and the way that she interprets the song is like a concert and music video versus feeling the emotions that this person is going through. So that's something I'm worried about. And as someone commented before, she has the tools to be Glinda in Act 1, but will she have the tools to be Glinda in Act 2? Now, that's something I feel like we might worry for a while because, Wicked Part 2 is not going to come out for some time. Now, I know earlier I said that Kristen Chenoweth said that she is making the role herself, but I want to know, is she going to hit those high notes? And if she doesn't, I mean, is this the death of the soprano? I blame Music Man for that when they have Sutton Foster be Marion. Ooh, no, I could go on about that. It just doesn't make sense to me. They changed it to lower into her range, and her character was a bit more wacky, and I'm like, that's not how I thought Miriam was supposed to be. My friend and I were like talking about it, and she brought up a good point that the way that Miriam's voice is, it's much higher and fluid compared to Harold Hill, who is more gruff and lower and more pitter patter and stuff. But then even though they're opposite sounding, they somehow are able to balance and blend together. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, I do wonder, if Ariana Grande is going to do those high notes. And honestly, I hope that she is training to do it, because I don't know, I can't live a life of Glinda not having that soprano hitting high note thing, which again is something that makes her Glinda, while Elphaba is more of a belting sort of, again, it's something where they're opposite, but then when they sing together, it balances it out. Okay, and the last thing I am worried about, and it is superficial, is the look. I don't want to see her in a ponytail. I mean, I see that she's blonde, she should be, and I see that her eyebrows are also dyed, and I'm like, oh, okay, but listen, I am going to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but the plastic surgery in this generation is just too much. I mean, Ariana she still is beautiful, but it's like she had a look, she's gorgeous, and then as she keeps going under the knife and all this stuff, it's just like, I'm sorry, I am judging because her face is morphing, and to me, I'm like, do you have anybody there to kind of just be like, you're gorgeous, you don't need to keep doing these touch-ups, you're so young. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been following the whole like buccal fat and all this stuff. When I was younger, listen, if I could get plastic surgery, the thing I would get is this nose. And you know what? I would talk about it all the time when I was younger. I would talk about it when I was in high school. And I got the same comment all the time. They'd say, no, don't get a nose job. It gives you character. Who wants to be told that something gives you character? But I will say, now that I'm seeing all of these, younger girls in their 20s doing all of this plastic surgery, and do they look stunning? The majority, yes, but it's very superficial, and it gets to a point for me where I guess in my head I'm like, I would like to see a person. Like, I would just like to see a person and be fine with it. Does this mean that I'm not gonna get plastic surgery or stuff? I don't know, but I will be honest about it and whatever. But I'm just worried about the look, and that's it. And I guess I'm just saying that if you're someone that feels, oh, my life would be better with bigger lips, or if I got that fox eye thing, or if I got the nose job, honestly, not really. And I think what makes you so unique and so special is because of these unique things. So yeah, do I think I'll ever get a nose job? No. I now really like my nose because I'm like, I don't want to look like one of... My nose gives me purpose. It gives me character. Overall, I believe in Ariana Grande. I believe that she can do a great job at this role. There are a little, but overall, again, I'm rooting for her. Now, when I did talk about Wicked and the cast and everything, I asked the question, when you think of Glinda, do you think of her in pink or blue? And I loved your comments. Like, I genuinely was enjoying it. So I have a question today, and the question is, do you see yourself more as Elphaba or more as Glinda? Let me know down in the comments and why I see myself more like Glinda. I actually have to think about why I see myself more as Glinda. I don't know, like that was just the role I always gravitated to and always liked. But yeah, that's that. Well, anyways, that's it for today's episode. And without further ado, take care, darling.